Hey, it's JC1424 once again with NASCAR Thunder 2004. In this episode of our rookie season in career mode, we are going to be completing the All-Star Open at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Now, I can't participate in the actual All-Star because evidently I'm not good of a driver to have the results. I think you have to have like a win, a pole, or something. I don't know what the qualifications for the actual thing. But even though I know I can't even win the Open to get myself into the actual race, we're going into this just so we can take the time to practice for the Coca-Cola 600 pretty much. To actually practice racing around other cars, not just running practice laps completely. The paint scheme you see right there was made by Frowny 13. It was the one paint scheme that didn't make it into the full list of paint schemes that we're using throughout this season. But I decided to use it for this race because I felt like it was good enough and it would be appropriate. So thanks, Frowny 13. Or Frony 13, golly, I don't even remember how to say his name anymore. That sucks. But a while ago, in the last episode that came out yesterday, we put this stuff in the shop, which we finished badly at Auto Club and Richmond with. Whenever we went to Richmond, we finished in 42nd, which really freaking sucked. I mean, I lost 2 positions on like the last lap of the race that I ran, and before that, I was losing like 3 positions every freaking lap or something. It was just horrible. Maybe I shouldn't have put that setup in whenever I took my pit stop, but nonetheless, there was no avoiding it. But at least we got a good qualifying position that might have put my average qualifying position in a good place for me to make my sponsorship. And going into this one, I don't know if we can actually make money from this race. I don't think you can. You can only make money by like winning it or something like that. This is the Open, so I don't even know if it's worth any money aside from, you know, locking yourself into the actual thing. Shop additions. After we complete the Coca-Cola 600, the engine shop will finally arrive. We're really not using up equipment by doing this race. I don't know how that works, but we're going to use the equipment, but it's not going to change the condition no matter what we do. The only thing that can really be changed in this race is the rivals and alliances. But yeah, it's just an exhibition, so that's why I couldn't put like a race number in the title or say that in the intro. We'll just click select the chassis, engine, and body that are available, and we'll get to qualifying at Charlotte. I am going to be running this race on default setup, which is 0 turns of wedge and then 25 tire pressure. If I feel the need to make any adjustments during this race just so I'm good during the Coca-Cola 600, I will do so. As for now, I can get comfortable with this, but if I want to be more aggressive while racing the AI, I might have to like loosen it up and stuff like that, because right now it feels fine, but I don't know what it's like in race trim and all that. So, from behind, a little too much yellow in the back of this car, but overall, it's a nice paint scheme. He made it on NR 2003, so it doesn't look exactly the same as you'd like for it to. 25th. I think there's only 25 cars in this race, just looking at that being my out lap, but now that I'm up to speed, I should be able to make this a little bit better. I don't know about half a second. I was trying to make it half a second better whenever we went to Auto Club, and I failed to do that by overdriving turning 1 or something. Overdriving turn 1 or something. I can't speak the English language, but oh well. I dive in and I feel like I'm making a good corner as long as I tap the brakes long enough, but I could find myself over driving a corner if I just go in too hard. Okay, what do we get? 30.15. That is almost a half a second improvement. So we're still starting on the inside. We move up 4 positions with that lap, which means whenever we go to the Coca-Cola 600, there'll be more cars in that race, and I think we should be able to qualify above 30th, just maybe. And heck, I could be making adjustments that could give me a better opportunity. The All-Star Open is a qualifier. Only the winner will advance to complete in the All-Star. See, I know that much, but I don't know if it's worth any money.
Now, let's take a look at the starting lineup.
Freaking Kenny Wallace and Jeff Burton, I think, on the front row, so that was kind of ridiculous just seeing that. But green flag is out for just 7 laps. And it says we're in 22nd because the outside lane, anybody that has a car is faster than me in this race. Golly. I guess I have bad acceleration, but once I get up to speed, this car is good, so that's got to be a work of the tire pressure. Thing is, I feel like if I had my tire pressure lower, I'd have more acceleration, but that's just what I get right there. Already lost 2 positions. Let's just catch back up to them, get around as many as possible. I know I'm not winning this race, but this is really just a warm-up, to be honest, because in a while I'm going to be recording the Coca-Cola 600, which is going to come out tomorrow. And because this is expedition, that's why I decided to post on the same day as episode 6 of Sly Cooper, where I complete the 2nd chapter of the game. And on the 2nd lap of the race, Casey Mears breaks down, so that's 1 more spot for me. That really doesn't matter. And these guys are taking up so much space on the track that I don't know how to get around them. Yeah, my controller's not vibrating. Again, I have the analog sticks on, so I don't know how this controller functions. Like, I have to bang it up if I wanted to actually get the controller to vibrate anymore. Well, moving forward, so that's nice. Oh God, Kevin LePage got loose in the front stretch somehow. I don't know what he was trying to do. I'm diving in from the bottom trying to get underneath Brett Bodine, who's just not giving me an inch. I just need to be patient because I know I need to be patient whenever we get to the actual race. And it doesn't matter now, but I need to practice that. Okay, entering from the bottom, gotta slow down more than usual. Do we have like a... I don't know if it says anything about having to take a mandatory pit stop during open. It didn't say anything about it just a while ago. So I really don't know. I guess it's just 7 laps of racing and that's it. Unless I'm wrong, they just don't even mention the crap that you have to do in the open as well. I mean, if everybody starts pitting, then I'll pit with them, but I don't think they're going to. I have made up 6 positions. Trying to make it 7 if I could just get past Brett Bodine, but he ain't moving for me. Hermie Sadler pissed himself off at Richmond. I didn't do that. I mean, he dumped me with the back of his car, which was basically some NASCAR heat bull crap where you hit the back of the car and it wrecks you. Finally, around Bet Brodine. That screams Jake Paul English, but I meant to say Brett Bodine. Yeah, well, we're still moving forward. It's just, I wish I had started better. If I started up front, I'd probably be doing this just fine. Is Hermie Sadler going to hit me? I guess not. I don't know how much the rivalry is. Maybe it's like 40 or 50. If it gets up to 60, then they'll start purposely hitting you. And any higher than 60 is like how much harder they will hit you, I suppose. Hey, Kyle Petty. I'm scared of making contact because if you get him in the right angle going into a corner, you get stuck on him and then you all go collide with the wall and then everybody dies. And I don't like it when everybody dies. I only like it when a few people die. I despise dies. I'm just joking around. So in the top 10, and we got one, almost had one flag to go. We got 1 lap to go. Let's see if I get a couple more positions. It sucks, man. I wish all of this was for a little bit of money in some way. I rear-ended Robbie Gordon, but I didn't get a rivalry thing from that. I really don't think I've made any rivals in this race whatsoever. I don't recall seeing anything, so it's good that I'm not making this any worse than it needs to be. Said I can make up a couple more positions. Let's not hit Joe Nemechek. We can pull past him with a draft with Steve Park. And we're going to get 8th place in the All-Star Open. This is what really was a good practice race for me. So, who just made it into the All-Star? Probably like Jeff Burton. Yep, Jeff Burton won. And Kenny Wallace never lost position, supposedly. I just looked at my statistics and nothing changed after doing the All-Star Open. I was really hoping that it would be, but I guess that it can't just because it's not a full field or an actual points race. But we still are making it by right now on the average finish thing, even though it's 30.5 instead of 30th. I guess it still counts. And then we have 26.5 for average finish. But anyhow, in the next episode, we are going to the Coca-Cola 600 at the same track with Metallica King's paint scheme. And the only reason I chose Metallica King's car is just because, I don't know, we haven't raced with it in a while, and I don't know, it's just filler based apparently on paint schemes. But I don't know what else to tell you. Later today, another episode of Sly Cooper, like I mentioned a while ago. If you haven't been watching that series, it's definitely worth watching. We got racing, you got jumping and escaping, shooting crap, and all kinds of awesome, cute raccoon moves. I don't know what else to tell you about it, but I'm enjoying playing that game so much more than career mode right now because this can get pretty depressing with the freaking car sucking all the time. You can't blame me, but it's a blind experience, and it's just so amazing to me personally because I'd never been able to play those games as a child. Anyhow, see you next time. That's that, and episode over.